Welcome everyone to episode 450 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast in the realm, where you can watch me gain live on camera.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
When I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps on Sunday. Thank you for joining me for episode 450 while I drink some fucking coffee. We're talking about belly fat in a little bit. We're going to talk about some things you might not be aware of and why some of the things that you are aware of are very, very important. So welcome to the Game Train. Welcome to the Swole Show. Welcome to Pump Town. Welcome to Knowledge Fisting Paradise, where we go balls deep straight to the taint every fucking day because we get yoked from our head to our feet. And Papa Swole always goes balls deep. Straight through. Come on in. Make sure you like, and those of you who've been slacking a little bit on the share tip, make sure you share the broadcast. Let people know that Papa Swole is going live every day, 12 noon Eastern time, right here on Facebook. Watch it on YouTube and also listen to the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. If your eyes are busy, you can always bang your ear holes with the Knowledge Nukes. Thank you for joining me for 450. Welcome to everyone, all the community. Welcome to the premium members as well. Remember that this Thursday is the So You Think You Can Core workshop. All about core, going to be going all over core exercise and the best way to do core, the best way to activate core, the best way to train your midsection, what the core actually is. So super excited about Thursday's workshop. If you want to join the workshop and catch all the other ones, remember, premium.swolenormous.com. The link is in the description. What up, bitches? What up? What up? We're going to talk about belly fat. Let's talk about some of the basics of belly fat on an evolutionary level. Body fat and belly fat is insulation. It's stored energy. So fat is the bank. Fat is the bank where you keep your money. Fat is where you keep your stored energy. So it's not a bad thing. It keeps the organs warm. It keeps you secure. It protects things. And it stores also, minerals and vitamins and things of that nature. So fat is not a bad thing. You all like money in the bank, and your body likes money in the bank too. So fat is an adaptation. Now, a lot of research shows that, being overweight and having a high level of body fat can lead to other issues, because when you store body fat, it skews your body's communication on a hormone level. And the endocrine system is where all this shit comes down to. So when you come to me saying, hey, I have a little fat around my stomach, or what's the best exercise for this, that, and the other, it really isn't much of an exercise. It's about a lifestyle change, because a lot of things that happen with the hormonal system, with the endocrine system, I'm just going to call it hormonal system, because if someone pops in and is like, what the fuck is the endocrine system? But with your hormones, if your hormones are out of balance, what's going to happen is your body's going to store fat and not going to be able to get rid of it. And it's going to be a vicious cycle. So you're here trying to fix something with physical exercise that can't be fixed really with physical exercise alone, okay? That's part of it. So your body wants to protect itself. Your body wants to have fat. Your body wants to have stored energy. But why does your body store energy? Well, your body stores energy because it wants to use energy. The reason why you store energy and your body gathers it is because your body wants to use it. If you have energy, your body's gonna be able to use energy, which is good. So here are a couple things, and I wrote them down in the corner a little tiny because I want to make sure that I leave you in suspense. But I also want to make sure that I don't forget a single one, because sometimes I rant and sometimes I rage, and when I start drawing pictures, all of a sudden I start drawing penises accidentally, and I'm gonna go off the rails. So there's a couple points I want to get to you. So one of the things is the release of energy. Okay? One of the things is releasing energy. So your body releases energy when you're exercising. Okay? Your body also stores energy when you're not exercising. So when you're not exercising, you're eating food, your body is storing energy. When you're exercising, your body are releasing different hormones. Hormones are just messengers. So if you don't know what hormones are, it's not like the slime from Ghostbusters 2 that just kind of sludges around like, Shredder. No. Hormones are literally little cells that carry information. So it's like a key. And these things are released by glands, organs in the body. And these hormones, these little messengers, like little taxi cabs or little keys, we'll call them little keys, just float around the blood. They float around the blood. They don't just go right to a spot. They float around the blood, but they happen to be a key that fits only one specific lock. So they happen to come in contact with one cell, that key goes in, and all of a sudden, psh, it causes an effect. That is why when, for example, when you eat, you don't feel full until about 15, 20 minutes later, because it's not a neural response. It is an endocrine response. So when you are, let's say you burn yourself on a stove, you burn yourself on the stove, your body sends a reflex reaction, ooh, hot, and immediately sends right to the spinal cord back to the hand, and your body involuntarily jerks your hand back because it's protecting itself. Because if you waited 10 or 15 minutes, your hand would be burnt to a crisp and you'd probably be in flames already. The endocrine response is a slow release, so it's very easy to overeat, right? It's very easy to overeat in that next 10, 15, 20 minutes because you've already had 3 more slices of pizza, and then you feel disgusting after because your body is still getting information back from the food that you ate during that time period. So there's that delay, and we could talk about hunger mechanism a little bit later. But your body releases hormones like insulin and cortisol that help regulate sugar in the body and that help absorb and then release it and break it down. Because not only does your body have to put away energy, your body has to chop it up and release it. And cortisol is one of those things that helps release blood sugar into the blood. Same thing with glucagon, these hormones that break down glycogen and break down sugar that your body stores. And insulin helps absorb and package the food that you're eating. And after an exercise session, you know how insulin levels are higher, like all the anabolic window and all this shit that you've heard for years. All right? So your body releases energy. There are ways to keep a better balance. So this is going to be very, straightforward. This is the kind of thing that I would go into in a lot more depth in one of my premium workshops, which we'll probably do coming up because it's just a lot more detail that I can get in just one episode here. But what we're looking at, and you've seen this before, we've talked about this, right? It's about balance, right? It's about balance. And with the hormones, with your hormones, you want balance. You need balance. You need that balance with the hormones. You need that balance because if it goes too high one way or the other, you're going to have an imbalance. But then what happens is all the messages in your body, all the communication is off. Okay? If you have elevated levels of fat, too much fat, your body is getting different signals, and those signals get passed on throughout the entire body. If you are not exercising, your body is sending certain signals. If you are eating bad foods, your body is sending certain signals. If you are stressed and you're not getting enough sleep, your body is sending certain signals. The more irrational and inconsistent and extreme that you go into, like if you're eating crap or you're not sleeping enough or you're not exercising, your body loses that balance. And to make it very simple, just for everyone, just for this conversation's purpose, your body gets confused. Your body works very well in this range. When it's balanced, it can do what it's designed to do. Your body likes that, your body's used to that, your body can handle that, right? That makes sense. This is your body's wheelhouse. Your body is supposed to be active. Your body is supposed to be eating quality foods. Your body is supposed to be getting good sleep. Your body is supposed to be drinking plenty of water. Your body is supposed to be blah, 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 blah. Because naturally, that's what a human animal does, right? When you start eating tons and tons and tons and tons of, let's say, processed food. I mean, I know when I put it this way, it makes sense. No sleep. Let's go stress. No exercise. When I start saying these things, it starts making a lot more sense, right? It starts making a lot more sense. When you have this, then you start getting imbalance. This guy's fucking hanging on. Right? You start getting an imbalance. And your body is not used to that. Your body has a very hard time handling that because this is not the way it's designed to work. This is not the function. This is not the way the body is supposed to communicate with itself. So it has a tough time in this environment, which is why the signals get all fucked up, which is why you store body fat and can't get rid of it, because your body is sending all sorts of signals that tell it to keep on going in this direction, okay? Things like stress, okay? When you're stressed, cortisol levels elevate and your body tends to store more fat and release more into the bloodstream and store excess body fat and tends to store in the midsection area. Processed foods, when your body is getting junky food, it tends to store extra body fat. When you don't get sleep, your body is physically stressed because you only repair when you sleep. If you follow my Instagram story, who here follows my Instagram story? First off, if you're not following me on Instagram, you need to follow me on Instagram. I posted a picture on IG stories, an ad that popped up, I think it was either on Instagram or on Facebook, an ad that popped up for a supplement company, you know, natural supplements, blah, blah, blah. And it was saying that, and it showed a person sleeping, and it had a tag and it said, build muscle while you sleep. Build muscle while you sleep. It was a supplement telling you that if you take this, help yourself build muscle while you sleep. That's when you fucking build muscle, when you sleep. They're promoting a fucking supplement to say, hey, build muscle better while you sleep, or build muscle while you sleep, take this supplement. Yeah, that's kind of how the human body works. That's kind of when you build muscle. That's kind of how it happens. It doesn't matter if you sleep, I mean, it matters if you sleep 3 fucking hours and then take a supplement. You need long sleep and you need quality sleep. So no sleep raises stress, elevated stress, releases hormones and causes an imbalance that will cause you to store more body fat. The actual mechanisms are not important. You're gonna forget it, and these are kind of things that, you know, I don't talk about this stuff all the time. So the details and which cell and what the name of it is, who fucking cares, right? I think so many times people are so hell-bent. I mean, scientists can do that stuff, but people are so concerned with the name, like it's a cortisol hormone. What about this? Let's make it simple, right? Let's fucking make it simple. Who cares if it's called cortisol or schmortisol or fucking bone cone? Who cares if the hormone bone cone is elevated? We know the reason. It doesn't matter what the name of this is. I'm just doing some general education. It doesn't matter what the name of the hormone is. Who cares? You eat food every fucking day and you don't have the slightest idea of how it actually gets broken down into your body and how it gets assimilated. You just eat and your body does it. You don't have to know the name. You don't have to know that, oh, it goes to this cell and this growth factor and this, you know, mechanism goes down this chain. Half the shits are theories anyway that they can't see. They just assume because of all the evidence. They don't see this stuff. When you look in a book and you see little pictures and colorful circles, that's what they do, because when you look under a microscope, it's all fucking like clear black and white circles. They don't fucking know half the shit. Why? They just know what it does. That's what the science is. They don't know why it does these things. They deduce those things because they see that's what happens. Oh, this must be the case because this happens. So it must happen here somewhere. This must be likely what happens. That's it. It's just putting pieces of a puzzle together. That's what this kind of science is. So they do their best, but all we know is that these things cause fucking fat. It causes extra fat and no exercise. So if you're not exercising, your body has nowhere to use this energy. Understand this. This is where I feel is the best place to start. That's why with the 90-day dash program, I always talk about fixing your fitness first. That's why I always talk about fixing your fitness first, because when you exercise more, you'll sleep better, you reduce your stress, and you intrinsically motivate yourself to eat better food. So it's a great place to start that domino effect. And some of you are saying, well, no, I think nutrition's more important. They're all fucking important. Everything's important. It's all important. It's all important. I just like starting with the fitness first. I think psychologically it's a better way to adhere to a new program. It's simple as that. You want to change your diet first and, you know, change your food and then get into fitness? Fine, people do that. There's nothing wrong with it. But a lot of people will fall off the wagon first. A lot of people will struggle with the diet so much they get overwhelmed and they can't add exercise. And it's too hard because the food is too extreme and it takes weeks to adapt to food and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I've seen so many people fail that way. I just don't think it's the best way to do it for the majority of people. Okay? It's a chain reaction. So that's what we're trying to do. You're trying to minimize your body's likelihood of storing extra body fat. And you have extra, you're trying to increase your body's ability to minimize it. Yep. All right. So, another thing. When these hormones are elevated, for example, when cortisol is elevated, causes more cravings. It's been shown that when you have extra cortisol levels, when you have extra body fat, it increases your body's cravings for more of this junky food and more of these things like sugar and cravings at night. So if you're having issues with cravings at night, likely you're not sleeping well enough, you're not hydrating well enough, you're not eating well enough, you're not training well enough, and you have elevated levels of cortisol and hormones and the imbalance. It's all about creating that balance again with your body. It's all about making your body and bring your body to do what it should be doing. So if you want to eliminate cravings, you try to minimize body fat, you can do crunches until you fucking pass out. It's not going to get rid of it. It's not going to get rid of it. And that shouldn't be a surprise to you because you've probably tried to do so many crunches and you're messaging me like, well, how do we get rid of it? I can't get rid of it anyway. Because you can't get rid of it with exercise. You can't just get rid of it with eating a little bit better and training, lifting and doing some crunches. Because it might not be coming from the food. It might not be coming from, that you're not doing the right exercise. You can't spot reduced fat. It could be coming because you're not sleeping. It could be coming because you're not doing enough exercise overall on a big scale. It could be coming because you're not eating certain foods, you're not getting enough quality nutrients. It could be because you're not, let's see, I don't know. It could be any number of things that are leading to this imbalance. So we have to neutralize, right? So we have to neutralize. So one of the things that you can improve, think about it. Okay, let's say you exercise and you eat wonderfully. What can you improve? You need to improve your sleep. Myself included. You need to improve your sleep. You can work on nutrition, quality proteins, right? Quality proteins. I'm not going to get, quality proteins, not eating proteins that are pumped with antibiotics and shit like that. I'm talking about real quality proteins in food, hydration. You need to reduce stress. Of course, you need to exercise. What are some of the best ways to reduce stress and to exercise? Things like yoga and stretching and meditation and total body exercise. All these things are extremely important. And yeah, I see people talk about ZMA and all that stuff. You know what? I am a total believer that stuff's all placebo. I don't buy any of that stuff. I don't buy into that whole, if you take a pill and you sleep better, chances are it's more up here, and it's the fact that you're taking something to go to bed rather than, some zinc is helping you sleep better. Minerals and vitamin are important, but going to sleep, nothing's going to beat going to sleep at a regular time every night. That's what's going to help you sleep. Getting to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time, that helps you sleep. It's not a pill, it's going to be your pattern. It's going to be your pattern. And the ironic thing is, if you take a pill and you start going to sleep at a certain time, you start getting on that pattern and you start thinking that it's the pill rather than the fact that you're on a better circadian rhythm. That's the truth. You need to be on a pattern. So everyone, you have to think of your sleep pattern, the time you go to sleep, the time you wake up. It's the rhythm. It's your habits before bed. It's your wind down. It's your de-stress. It's your ability to shut down. It's your rhythm. It's not going to be what you take. It's going to be your rhythm. So everyone, make sure that you're trying to get quality sleep. You're hydrating, and you're doing it at the same time every night. You're turning off all your cell phones and stuff. You're not just looking at your phone and lying down, going to bed. You don't have any blue light. You start winding down. What's supposed to happen is the sun sets. The sun sets, it gets darker. We have candlelight. There's no blue light, and people drift off into more being tired and then go to bed. But when you have technology and TVs and blue light hitting you in the fucking face, and you have stress and sound and little LEDs everywhere and Wi-Fi and all this stuff, it affects sleep patterns. and that's been proven as well. So the best ways to wind down and to de-stress before your regular sleep pattern is going to be the best way 100% of the time. Quality foods, drinking enough water, and all these things like hydration. Hydration is going to help sleep. Hydration is kind of part of nutrition. Hydration is going to reduce stress. Yoga is fantastic. General exercise, lifting weights, but exercise in general. Bottom line, people, we're trying to rebalance hormones. You are not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy by doing crunches. You're going to do crunches until you're going to do crunches until you die to try to get rid of belly fat. You need to change your entire pattern. You need to change your entire lifestyle. That's why people don't get results. Major reason why people don't get results is because it's not just going to the gym and eating some chicken and rice. It's everything. It's your entire lifestyle. It's your habits. It's your mental, it's your mental health. It's how much stress, how you manage stress, how consistent you are with the gym. It's how regular you sleep. It's how you manage all these things. If it was that simple of just going to the gym and then leaving, there would be a lot more people in shape, because that's like going to the store to get groceries. You go to the gym, I did the work and I left. No, when you're trying to get results and physical results, you go to the gym. If you go to the gym 5 days a week, divide 5 by 168. That's like what, 3 or 4% of the entire week? You're going to tell me that lifting weights is going to be the be all end all? It's everything outside that's going to complement that. So it's very, very important that you understand that it's your entire life that has to be looked at, not just what you eat and what you do in the gym. It's everything else. It's everything else that is going to relate to that body fat. And too many people are focusing on diet and what core exercise to do, and they're forgetting all the other shit, and that's why it's not working. That's why I talk about that holistic and that lifestyle and that life approach for life. That's why I always talk about that. It's not bullshit, and that's why it doesn't happen. That's why the things that you've tried doesn't work. And they don't work, and they won't work, because your shit is imbalanced and you're not fixing it. You're not fixing it. You're literally going to a store and looking to purchase a flatter stomach. And that, for fuck's sake, will never ever happen. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 450 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Every day, live at 12 noon Eastern time. You can watch all the episodes on YouTube and listen on SoundCloud and fucking iTunes. And also make sure, if you haven't left a Facebook review here, you leave one. You can also follow me on Instagram and or Snapchat, but check me out on Instagram. I'm going to be blowing that up today as well. And everyone that is more interested in So You Think You Can Core, the Core Workshop. The Core Premium Workshop is this Thursday at 8 p.m. Do not miss it. You'll probably see some posts around about it, but don't wait. You can catch up on all the workshops and all the awesome shit that we've been doing for the last several weeks in Premium right away. They're all archived, so you can click the link, premium.swolenormous.com. It's free to join, and you can check out all the workshops and be there for Thursday's Core Workshop, where I'm going to demonstrate the actual exercises and break down that big time. But we'll be talking more about this in the future. This is Core Week. We're doing Shark Week. This is Core Week. Papa Swole does Core Week. Core Week. We should also do Beard Week, I think, too. We'll have a Beard Week. I have to think about which week I want to do Beard Week. We'll just talk about beards and just beard brushing and just fucking like oil beards and stuff the whole entire week. The whole week. It'll be revolutionary. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 451. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace, McGee's. Deuce, Magoose. See you manana.